Hello and welcome to the Satellite TV podcast. The last few days, and indeed the coming weekend, has seen and will see huge events around the Sikh diaspora, commemorating the terrible events of June 1984. The focus of those events is to remember not just the terrible act of Operation Bluestar itself, but of course the sequence of other genocidal acts perpetrated against the community by India over decades before and since. Well, I'm joined today by our regular guest, Dr. Bakhshish Singh Sandhu, to discuss what seems like an ongoing war declared by India against the Sikh people. Dr. Sandhu, welcome and thank you for joining us once again today.
Thank you, Mr. Scott, for having me on your program.
A pleasure as always. Now, Dr. Sandhu, let's start with Operation Bluestar itself. Why is it so important to relive those few terrible days of June 1984?
It's very important because this was a turning point in Sikh history. What happened on this day? India had already planned to break the backbone of Sikhs, damage them psychologically and physically. So Indira Gandhi chose this one of the auspicious days in Sikh history. That was the celebration of martyrdom of Guru Arjan Dev. So this is when a lot of people come there. All the villages, people come to pay homage to the martyrdom of Guru Arjan. So they chose that day to kill maximum number of people. It was well planned 2 years in advance, and they had tried and practiced by making a replica in the mountains. And Indira Gandhi wanted to teach Sikhs a lesson. But the bigger problem they want to solve was that they want to basically reduce the rising influence of Sikh nation. The Sikhs were becoming dominant in India. They were controlling a lot of industries, transportation, but the India didn't like it. So they made an excuse that they want to basically remove Sanjay Singh Ji Pindrawale, who was staying at Akal Takht. The Indian government first brought in Sanjay Singh Ji Pindrawale to take control of politics in Punjab. But Sant Jarnail Singh Ji didn't want to be used against his own nation. So he said, look, we want equal rights. We want to live as equal citizens. And if you don't want to give that, then we will do everything. They were doing peaceful struggles. But the Indian government does not want even the peaceful struggles and peaceful demonstrations go on, like for the creation of a state of Punjab. When there were large number of people demonstrating peacefully, they were attacked. So in July of 1955, 4th of July, on that day, Indian government attacked the Sikhs who were peacefully demonstrating, and about 200 Sikhs were killed. And whenever people asked for their rights, the Indira Gandhi was the main leader at that time. They want to punish Sikhs. So in order to attack Darbar Sahib, they brought on tanks, helicopters, poisonous gas, and they attacked simultaneously 37 other gurdwaras. So if they say they wanted to capture Sanjay Singh Ji Pindrawale, then why did they attack all those 37 other gurdwaras? Basically, the idea was they want to weaken Sikhism. They want to attack the Sikh national institutions and teach a lesson to Sikhs that they have no rights or they cannot live in Punjab as independent people. They have to live as slaves. So they use all sorts of efforts, and all the news media was shut up. There are no telecommunications, no transportation, so nobody will know anything about this incident. So that's how India deals with Sikhs. So Sikhs have a lesson to learn that they have no place in India except if they want to live as slaves.
So, Dr. Sandhu, of course, one of the fallout from Operation Bluestar was extensive, and not least for, of course, Indira Gandhi, who, of course, paid with her life for that dreadful decision to launch that attack, and also, of course, in the context of the wider possibility of Operation Shanti, which we have talked about on many occasions. But, of course, the word genocide is used regularly when we refer to the history of Sikhs in India. And of course, there was no greater genocide than that occurred after the assassination of Indira Gandhi in November or October 31st of 1984. That genocide, of course, still resonates today. It was perhaps arguably the worst perpetration of massacre, of simple murder against the Sikh community that's ever occurred in November that year.
The Sikh genocide word is very pertinent and appropriate here. Genocide definition states that if there is an intent by a power to finish the community, damage it in whole or in part, where they are attacked, the intent was to weaken the community, finish them all together. So this fits into the definition of genocide. But the genocide which the Indian government under the control of Indira Gandhi carried out in 1984 had some unintended effects. I'm speaking on behalf of the Indian government. So that only increased the resolve. They were thinking that they will suppress Sikhs, they can extrajudicially kill them, they can carry econocide, genocide, but it has opposite effect. This basically confirmed the resolve of Sikh people. They will live as independent people. They will not live as slaves. And that's why you will see now there's a Punjab independent referendum all over the world. And the referendum campaign has exposed India's repression, transnational assassinations India has been carrying out. And this is all carried out under a draconian law, like UAPA, Unlawful Activities Prevention Act. So this UAPA is going on since 1967. They have empowered with the amendments in, like let's say 2008 and then 2018, and many other times they have empowered it. There used to be a POTA, there was a Prevention Activities Act of Terrorism. So they have incorporated all those clauses into UAPA under which people can be detained without any reason. They can be imprisoned, tortured, and kept in prison for a long period of time without any access to law. So, but this has basically confirmed the resolve of the Sikh nation that they will not live as slaves, and the only way they can live as independent, normal people is to liberate Punjab from Indian occupation.
So what you're saying, Dr. Sandhu, is of course this persecution of the Sikh people in India has taken many forms, not least of course just direct, simple physical action and brute force by law enforcement. But of course other forms, and particularly in modern day, it has taken the form of using the law against the Sikh community. We look at Amritpal Singh as a prime example of that. His ongoing arbitrary detention, likewise of the British citizen Jagtar Singh Johal, who again was trying to highlight the persecution and ended up again in arbitrary detention under these very questionable pieces of legislation. You yourself have referred to the Unlawful Activities Prevention Act. There are many other pieces of legislation that is being used by the Indian government, and the National Security Act is just one other example, that has lowered the threshold, allowing the government to imprison people on very, very low levels of questionability, of illegality. Would you say then, Dr. Sandhu, that India is weaponizing its own legal system to persecute Sikhs?
Absolutely, Mr. Scott. That's what India's plan is. So they have weaponized their system in several ways. Number one is that they have these draconian black laws which they can apply anywhere without any discretion. And second thing is the BJP, which is a party of Narendra Modi, they have Hindutva agenda. And Hindutva agenda is that if you want to live in India, you have to become a Hindu or be subservient to Hinduism. So people say, no, I'm a Sikh. I don't want to follow Hindu religion principles. You have Hindu religion, you obey the principles. But I'm not. I don't belong to your religion. Similarly, on Islam, they have taken strict action against Muslims. For example, let's say India sells a lot of beef. So India is one of the largest exporters of beef meat. And then there's a cow vigilante. If some Muslim person or any other religion who's carrying meat or basically transporting cows, they are slaughtered, they are lynched. But at the same time, the biggest slaughterhouses are run by Indians. But they have named it to disguise the exact nature of who's the owner. The large number of owners of India's slaughterhouses are Hindus, but nothing happens to them. All those Indians that are cow vigilante, they don't go and stop those slaughterhouses, but they kill innocent people who are basically making a living or want to eat beef meat. So the Hindutva agenda is that if you want to live in India, you should either live as a Hindu or should be subservient. And other people say, no, we're not going to do that. And especially with respect to Sikhs, the most important thing is only Sikhs are basically carrying the campaign to liberate Punjab from Indian occupation. Only Sikhs are willing to take the risk, because the other people like Christians, they don't want to, obviously we have seen, they don't put any resistance. They are being so much overpowered, they have no way to tell their voice. Coming back to the attack on Golden Temple, they want to basically teach Sikhs a lesson that you have no rights. And if you want your rights, then if you ask for them, we'll kill you extrajudicially or by doing major attacks. As you have mentioned, there was supposed to be happening Operation Shanti. So Operation Shanti was supposed to happen in 1994, November, between 8th and 10th. And the Indian government was supposed to bombard, let's say, the border areas in Punjab, in Indian Punjab, and making it look like attack from Pakistan. But that, fortunately, couldn't happen because Indira Gandhi was assassinated before that. Indira Gandhi had a feeling inside that she should no longer be living a long time, or no longer be living for basically more than a few days. She had some kind of intuition that she will be gone. So that's what happened. Because people who carry out terrorism, people who kill other people, they should really know that it can come to themselves also.
Well, this persecution of Sikhs has, of course, taken many forms. And you referred to there, Dr. Sandhu, of course, talking about the Hindu majority of India, and certainly the upper caste of India, let's call them the ruling elite of India, have really formulated the whole political agenda and therefore political policy to benefit Hindus as a generalisation. But of course, they have always felt threatened by the commercial success and the entrepreneurship of the Sikh people, this natural entrepreneurship of Sikhs. And a word that has often been used is econocide. So we've talked about genocide of Sikhs, but of course there has been evidence that there is this econocide, this deliberate economic attack on the Sikh people, particularly those Sikhs within Punjab. Would you agree with that?
Absolutely. What the real agenda is of the India's ruling elite, because the government is willing to follow or the line of the rich elite, which is mostly Brahmins, who rule India. So why is that? So Brahmanism is based on unequal rights. In India, people are born unequal. They have unequal rights as the caste system goes. So there are two purposes of this ruling elite. Number one, maintain their dominance so they economically prosper. And second thing is to prevent the loss or to save the dominance of Brahmanism. They are punishing, they are basically attacking and repression and assassinations of minority religions. Why is that? Because Brahmanism has anti-humanity principles. So, like Sikhism believes in equal rights, sharing and caring with others, gender equality, social equality, all people are born equal and they should get equal rights. But that's not the principle of elite Brahmanism. Their principle is that they will be dominating, they will tell you what kind of work you can do, you will be classified into different sections of the society and very hard to get out of that. So they're maintaining their dominance by economic deprivation. So what happened, that most of the Dalits, most of the lower class people, they don't have a source of income. They are deprived of education. When India became independent country in 1947, they immediately cut down the education budget. So then who was influenced? Who was the target? The poor people who cannot get education. If there's no education grant, then people cannot get education, they cannot get ahead. So they are doing everything. They are using force, they are using repression, assassinations, economic deprivation, and keeping them isolated. That's how they rule. Because they know in their own mind that the Brahmanism principle is not sustainable for much longer, because this is a system which is anti-humanity, anti-equal rights, anti-woman, and this must end.
So in their continued drive for dominance and control over India, of course, as part of their overall agenda, there has been in recent times this attack in Pahalgam, which has been often accused of being a false flag incident created by India, basically to give it an excuse to be belligerent, to be aggressive towards Pakistan. What are the outcomes, of course, of that? Is the collateral damage, of course, is the land in between, the Punjab, which is threatened to be turned into some form of battlefield, which, of course, the residents of Punjab are really, unsurprisingly, not very happy about. One of the incidents that happened recently that has really highlighted this fact was the deployment of nuclear bombers, Indian nuclear bombers, into air bases in Punjab. So now Punjab is hosting nuclear bombers, Indian nuclear bombers. Of course, the residents of Punjab are not happy about this because that makes them a target should things escalate into a full-scale war. Do you think, again, this was a very deliberate tactic by the Indian government just to, I suppose, diminish Punjab, turn it into a potential battlefield, and therefore kill two birds with one stone?
Okay, that's a very good topic, Mr. Scott. So let's see what India has been doing to Punjab and the people of Punjab, and especially the Sikhs. First, they starting 1947, they started carving parts of Punjab. Then the Indian Constitution was promulgated in 1950. They denied Sikh as a standalone religion. Then they denied Punjabi language. They denied Punjabi language because that was the basis of formation of states. So that's how they justified in their own mind, oh, look, we don't want to make Punjab as a state. And when they made Punjab the state, they divided it. Then they attacked Sikh institutions. They carried extra-judicial killings, multiple attacks on Sikh gurdwaras, like Delhi massacre or Delhi genocide of Sikhs happened, in which 30,000 Sikhs were killed in 100 other Indian cities and about 18 other Indian states. So I was thinking, or one would naturally think, yeah, India has taken your water. They are basically killing you physically. They're controlling your economy, they're controlling your education, they're controlling your electricity, and they are basically, they have created conditions for farmers to commit suicide. They have created conditions that our young people are dying of drug overdoses. Then what more India can do? And I was thinking, India can do one more thing. You are just thinking ordinarily in your mind that they will throw bombs, nuclear bombs. Then I said, no. India probably will not do nuclear bombs in Punjab because there are a lot of Hindus living there. So let's say in the population of Punjab, let's say 57% Sikhs from the last survey, and other majority religion in Punjab is Hinduism. So, but India does not care if any number of Hindus are killed, if they want to finish Punjab, if they want to damage Sikhs, they don't care how many Hindus are also killed or have to give their lives away. So what has happened with the basically launching or making the launching pad of nuclear bombs from Punjab, that's in Adhampur. Adhampur is situated between Jalandhar and Hoshiarpur. So this is basically a very critical tactical area, almost in the middle of Punjab, where every target that's chosen by Pakistan the bombs will fall in any part of Punjab. It's highly populated, big cities, and the launch pad is very close to big cities. But India has done that. So India. Now, this is a question or challenge to people of Punjab. So, India has installed nuclear carrying aircrafts. So, what more India can do? That's it. That's the last point. Nothing more India can do than throwing or maybe making some nuclear bombs fall in Punjab. So, Punjab will be damaged, severely damaged. If there's a nuclear bomb in Punjab, a lot of property will be destroyed, a lot of people will die, or those who are living become sick from cancer and other disabilities. So now what's the option for the people of Punjab they have? People of Punjab to think as being Punjabi first, not as Indian first. If you're Indian first, you're done. You have no rights. But if you're Punjabi first, you have all the rights. So that's what India is doing to either eliminate Punjab as a population or as a source of income of people of Punjab, but the Punjabis cannot keep sleeping and cannot be blindly being pro-India. You cannot be blind. If your bombs are falling in your home and you say, okay, if somebody is throwing bombs in my home, it's okay. It's not okay. You have to generate independence. You have to liberate your country, because if nuclear bombs are falling on you, then where else will you go? You will have nothing left. But you can stop it now. You can join the referendum. And the referendum is happening on 17th of August. This is an unofficial referendum. It does have a lot of power. This referendum is happening on 17th of August in Washington, D.C. So we can tell the whole world, look, we are peacefully asking for sovereignty of Punjab. So the Indian government has calculated and they are exercising and executing the basically finishing Punjab and its people, and especially the Sikhs.
So it's very clear then that there is this war, this unofficial war declared upon the Sikh people by the Indian state. And I suppose the great tragedy in many ways for ordinary Indians, and I include Hindus in that, is that it is a war perpetrated by the controlling elite, the upper caste, the Brahmins, and there are those in the lower caste who are losing just as much as the Sikhs, and that is the great tragedy, that they themselves do not realise this. So of course then it does beg the question, what do we do about this? Now you've mentioned the referendum. Of course there is this drive now, this hugely growing movement now, pushing for the independent state of Khalistan. So could you talk us through, Dr. Sandhu, what is it about Khalistan that offers not just the Sikh people, but also offers even ordinary Hindus and the ordinary people of India? What is the attraction for them of what Khalistan stands for?
See, Khalistan is the name of independent Punjab. Indian government is basically mischaracterizing and stating, oh, this will be a Sikh homeland, this will be a Sikh country. It's a country of Punjab, whose other name is Khalistan. That's for the people of Punjab, no matter what your religion, no matter what your denomination, under any category, this for all the people. But Indian government is changing the narrative, the other people will not have equal rights. Absolutely everybody will be having equal rights. There's another reason why. Because the population of Sikhs, let's say, is 57%, now maybe even a little bit less. So there's no huge religious dominant country. Like some of the other countries are dominated by one religion. Like India, 80% people are Hindus. And in Punjab, there may maybe 40% will be Hindus. There will be balance of power. So they will have votes. That this will be ideal country in which no religion perfectly or absolutely dominates. This will be a balance of power in which even the Hindu people can become the prime minister or president of Punjab, will have presidential system. They can become a president. It's a matter of votes and how many votes you get. So this is the solution for people of Punjab. Independence. There's no other thing that can save Punjab or people of Punjab. So let's count. So if India controls your water, because India controls your electricity, India controls your industry, India controls your grain prices, India controls your fertilizing prices, India controls the drugs coming into Punjab, then where will you go? They are already damaging you. This is basically, Punjab is already halved in all its resources and its people and its power. All these things are being slowly and slowly bled away. Slowly and slowly they are leaked away. So Punjabi people will become so weak, they will be so powerless that they cannot do anything. But still, now is the time to liberate Punjab. And that's the only way people of Punjab can get rights. There's no other way, because India, they have seen, and we have seen, that they don't want Punjab to flourish. They don't want Punjab to be economically powerful. And here's what another thing, Mr. Scott. See what happens? That India is using Sikh youth as weapons of war. They put them in front in the war situation. And then what happens when they ask for right? Even the military men, even anybody who asks for their rights, they answer with bullets. Yeah, Punjab, I'm telling the Punjabi people, what options you have? You cannot ask for rights. You are not basically getting anything, and you are ignored. And if you ask your rights, they basically answer with bullets, with genocide and econocide of Punjab. So there's a genocide of Sikhs and there's a econocide of Punjab. There's no other solution. Absolutely, the only solution is independence of Punjab, and we'll have friendly relations with India. We'll do trade with India. We'll do trade with Pakistan, China, any other country in the world. It will be a good situation. It will basically reduce the chances of nuclear war between India and Pakistan. Now they're standing neck to neck with nuclear bombs, which are basically launching pad in Punjab. This is a very serious and dangerous situation.
So as a final question, Dr. Sandhu, there are tens of millions of practicing Sikhs all around the world, throughout the diaspora and of course within India itself. And we've mentioned that Khalistan will be this nation that will open its arms in welcome to people of all denominations and backgrounds, religious and ethnicities. But how important do you feel that Khalistan is for the Sikh religion itself, for its future and for its survival?
It's very important, because the roots of Sikhism are in Punjab. Golden Temple, the holiest Sikh shrine, the Sikh constitution of the highest importance, Akal Takht, is in Punjab. And basically, Punjab is a country of Punjabi people. And also the liberation of Punjab from the British. And before that, liberation of Punjab and India from the Mughal rules or the Islamic rulers. Who liberated Punjab? We have basically spilled our blood in tens of thousands. 150,000 Sikhs have given up their lives after 1947. And this is more than twice the number of Sikhs who lost their lives fighting for freedom 200 years prior to 1947. The Sikhs are making sacrifices. For what? For the independence of Punjab. This is the country they can call their own. There will be everybody living in there. At least, everybody will have equal rights, no matter what your religion is. But this is the Sikh homeland, you can say. This is the homeland in the sense that that's where we belong, that's where we come from. The Sikh religion started in that region, and our more profoundly important institutions are in Punjab. So we cannot, walk away from it. We will fight to the nth degree to liberate Punjab from Indian occupation.
Powerful words indeed. But there, unfortunately, we must leave it for today. But we will be talking again with Dr. Sandhu soon to continue our discussion. Dr. Sandhu, as always, it's been an absolute pleasure. Thanks so much for joining us once again.
Thank you, Mr. Scott, for having me on your program.
And thank you for watching the Satellite TV podcast. We will see you next time.